Perhaps, once upon a time, you were a small artist, and now you're big. A new platform arises, and you hope your whole follower count will join you on there. But a large chunk of your followers haven't logged in months. Another large chunk of them ain't getting out of their chair, and the remaining users that do follow you on newwebsite.com are a mere decimal percentage of your old following. So when you get no engagement, you say it's the new platform's fault for being dead and leave. If only you could recall how you grew a following on the old site in the first place. Hey, it's Hika. It's not the new platform's fault, but it could be yours for not engaging with it. But you have valid reasons to act the way you do and not engage. This is the Your Valid section of the video. I'm starting off with it this time. The main reason you might not engage is this. If you're a big artist online, your social media accounts typically serve as broadcasting channels to keep your fan bases up to date with your work and your work only. And although I'd suggest you just make a newsletter or update blog at that point, using your account for only your work is a fair content strategy because internet users are kind of lazy and cozy on apps these days, typically not blogs or newsletters. Another reason why bigger accounts don't engage in ways that could help them on new platforms is this. It's simply a matter of low spoons. Garnering a big art account often comes with a whole new set of responsibilities, stressors, and energy spent. Commissions in your queue, you've got an online store to manage, maybe you're traveling to artist alleys or art markets, or you have paperwork and self-employed income taxes to fill. It's a lot, and to be expected to log on and engage with people on new website number 423.com after handling all of that, yeah, I get why people would feel too stretched out to do that, especially when you can post and ghost on a site you're already massive on and have your community you've built there do all the retweet work for you at no extra cost to your spoon count. So here's how to grow your account if engaging with others isn't an option you can afford. And that's fair. 1. Make valuable content. You can make tutorials. Tutorials are an example of content that others would want to boost and share, even if they have no community or camaraderie with you as a person. Tutorials, recommendations, resources. If you post knowledge, other people will want to share it. Fan art. Drawing people's favorite pop culture blorbos is another option. That way they only need to engage with your post for the character that they like and not specifically for you. Yet. Hot takes. If you say things people agree with, they'll boost it so they don't have to say it for themselves. Enough said. Engaging content. Make content that people can't just scroll past without leaving their 2 cents. Sticking Easter eggs into your art, drawing a detail wrong on purpose to get people to correct you in the comments, making a statement or asking people a question that values their response or opinion. Though these methods are harder than just plain being friendly, there are quite a few ways of making content that inspires people to engage with your work without having to form acquaintanceships with them beforehand. Just use your noggin and intentionally try to reach this goal with your posts, because you'll need to in order to grow without commenting or boosting others. TLDR, ask yourself, what would make people engage with this post without needing a prior relationship with me first? Tutorials, fan art, hot takes, comment prompting, and even comment baiting are a start. Method 2, hashtag your posts. If you're big on Twitter, you're probably aware that more than 2 hashtags can kill your post. This was made obvious when Elon dumped the algorithm code to GitHub. If you're big on Insta, you're probably used to hashtags not mattering all too much, instead being carried by your engaging follower base, their engagement, and your SEO, that's fancy talk for keywords, that you included in your caption. So, all in all, you're probably not used to hashtags making much of a difference, but you'd be surprised how helpful hashtags can be when you're starting out again, especially on platforms that don't nerf you for using them and have proper chronological timelines, topical feeds, and proper search, like Blue Sky, Kara, Mastodon, and Sheezy art. Unlearn hashtags being ugly. You're starting over, a little bit from scratch, and on platforms that won't nerf you for using them. Toss a couple in, especially if they're relevant to your post, but you couldn't manage to stick them into the caption as natural words. Method number 3 for growing without engaging: ask your existing followers on the sites you've worked hard on to cross-follow you on these new places regularly. They've already formed a relationship with you and your work on one platform, so they can advocate for you, what you make, and what you have to say by way of reshares and positive comments on the new platforms as well. I feel like a lot of people do this method once and then get upset when nothing happens immediately. Just gently and regularly remind people that you exist in multiple places, and the people that really friggin' like you will make sure they're following you on more than just one place. The people that don't may mainly be following you on a specific app because of convenience alone, unfortunately. There's a lot to unpack regarding that, but that's a topic for another video. Maybe a video that's not even by me. What is this? Method number 4? Participate in art shares. If you're a big account that doesn't reshare others' posts because you need your profile to be 99.9% your thoughts and your work, participate in art shares that other people host. Your lost followers from your other platforms will probably rediscover you this way, or new followers will just be amazed by your skill and follow. Cool. The more reach the host of the art share has, the more effective the art share will be, I guess. Just if you have the energy to spare a nice comment on someone else's work in the thread, and you don't mind that comment of yours showing up in your reply tab, please do it. I hope these were interesting tips on how to have an interesting account in a new place, all while keeping interactions to a minimum. But remember, once upon a time, on the platforms you've grown on, you were small. And back then, you might have done something different that allowed you to gain the friendship and support of artists and non-artists around you. Now you find yourself small again on a new platform. What would past you do? Engage with the artists around you. How to grow by engaging. Here's how to grow your account if you're a small account and have the time and energy to engage. If you don't sweat it. Step 1. Make a gallery, newsletter, or blog somewhere else, detached from your social media presences. This is so people have a place to go for your updates only, allowing you to use your social media for what it's best at: socializing. Network isn't just being cool at big fancy industry events and conventions. It's interacting with artists and art enjoyers around you online too. Card's a good place for a gallery, so are Sheezy Art, Kara, Forio, and NeoCities. I'm currently using MailerLite for newsletters, but other people use MailChimp, Button-Down, and Substack. Tumblr's a great place for a blog, or NeoCities, or maybe co-host. I recommend WordPress if you can self-host your WordPress blog. Step 2, uplift your peers. Simple as, if you find something your followers might like, share it so other people can see. Sharing, retweeting, reskeeting, whatever you want to call it, is the easiest and most reliable way to get someone else's posts seen. Way more reliable than hoping that your silent like will boost someone else in the algorithm. And if you do it enough for other people, they'll be more inclined to return the favor. That's other people retweeting you. It sounds really obvious when I say it out loud, but you'd be surprised. Some people have grown reluctant to share other people's posts. If you're reluctant towards sharing too much, leave genuinely nice comments on other people's stuff. Make sure your profile picture, banner, and bio all indicate that you're an artist, so the original poster will want to go and check your profile. Then, you might just get a follow. Just remember that no one owes you anything, especially not for one comment. So just do it out of the niceness of your heart, or to not keep a compliment locked inside of your head. If you have a compliment, let the person hear it. And don't underestimate the power of being a regularly appearing positive voice in people's comments. people will remember you by your display name and profile picture. Like, oh, it's that person that's always nice in my comments, or the person that's always nice in my friends' comments. And they'll eventually check you out. And if they like what they see, you might get a follow. You don't have to like, comment, and share every other artist you find. But do it for every art piece that you like, or at least for your besties, so you can combine your followers together. Another thing about engaging with others, or friendly maxing, as I like to call it, I already mentioned that you shouldn't be friendly just for the reward, because you might not get it every time. Do it because you genuinely feel like it. But also, friendly maxing is most effective when you do it with people that are close to you in fandom, interests, art medium, love for your own OCs, quote-unquote skill level, account size. Try to engage with accounts that have things in common with you. You'd think it'd be the most effective to friendly max with the largest accounts, but they're probably busy with art as a business, managing their community, and filing their self-income taxes. Remember? If you interact with the people around you and combine your follower counts, no matter what their size is, you'll grow. And then as you quote-unquote move up or whatever, you're growing with the people around you, and your accounts will grow and grow and double. It makes more sense than you think. If you have to be strategic or number-headed about it, just grow where you're at and let things multiply. If you want to be YOLO-headed like me, just engage with art and accounts that inspire you, and then get hit with imposter syndrome when you accidentally discover your little guy self left a humdy-dum compliment on someone with 1 billion zillion followers. Oh my god, the amount of times I've done this by accident. They always appreciated it though. Now it's time to talk about when to pull back. As of me writing this current segment of the video, it's been about a month since I've scripted everything beforehand. I don't consider myself a big artist online, even now, but now I don't consider myself an invisible one either. Especially now that I make posts that breach containment and attract people that like to argue with me and breach my boundaries. So I didn't want to make you this video without giving you some thoughts on when to potentially pull back from engaging. On sites, whether heavily algorithmic, completely chronological, or anything in between, I think once you have a sizable network that's relating to both the amount of people following you and a good amount of people that you follow, both matter. Your growth and the reach of what you post will snowball, slowly growing in size with each thing you do, and you won't have to lean into engaging as much anymore if you don't want to. I'd still recommend it if you can, but there are some situations that might signal that it's time to pull back a bit. Number 1, quote-unquote trolls. A common side effect of online growth is what we colloquially call posts breaching containment, or posts leaving their target audience by way of sharing or the algorithm putting it in front of the wrong people. Your posts inadvertently get put in front of people who either don't have the context to understand them or just plain don't like you, what you make, what you say, etc. And then these people might engage negatively with your posts. I'd like to encourage you to make use of the moderation tools available to you when this happens. Mute, restrict, or block people who don't treat you or your posts with respect, or who drain you of your energy and happiness. At your discretion, of course. Especially consider use of moderation tools on those who'd love to waste their energy trolling you online. There are plenty of digital fish in this digital ocean, so don't feel too bad for having to resort to these tools if the situation calls for it. When engaging with the people you meet online and keeping your finger on the pulse, make sure scrolling isn't eating too much into your creative time. You need to actually log off a bit in order to make art that you can then post on social media. Also, ensure that you're not leaning too hard into making things you think is guaranteed to boost you in the algorithm. As someone that has tried to intentionally play the algorithm for at least 1.5 years, my anecdotal evidence is that it doesn't work. and algorithmic favor isn't guaranteed while you're growing before you reach that snowball effect size. Always be true to your inner voice, your muse, what excites you, and what you're passionate about. Whether that be OCs, fan art, a personal project, whatever. And engage with other people doing things that align with what you like. That's the greatest way to build a network of creative allies. Just make sure that you're logging out enough and creating so you actually have stuff to share with others, and so you don't lose your creative spark. When engaging impacts your real life, always make time for obligations like work and school, and be sure to give those your absolute best. Remember to take care of yourself. Eat, sleep, shower, go to the bathroom, the usual. Make sure your physical health is alright. If you, through using screen time checking apps, find that you spend too long scrolling and engaging on social media and not enough time taking care of your mind and body, do pull back a bit. Even before your account reaches the network size that allows you to benefit from the snowball growth effect, just a little engagement goes a long way. It doesn't have to come at the cost of your responsibilities or physical health. And it shouldn't. I hope I've provided enough tips to get you started on newer platforms, whether your content strategy includes engaging with others or doesn't. Just understand the different things each strategy requires. If your account, brand, responsibilities, or mind and body require a post and go strategy, take that strategy and be intentional with squeezing engagement out of your posts by making them as engaging as possible. And if you have the time to be chronically online, engage with the artists and creatives around you. I've made tons of buddies on my favorite new platform, Blue Sky, that way. New platforms aren't dead in the way that people that have put in the work on old platforms like to claim that they are. It's just the work that established artists have put in on the old platforms doesn't automatically transfer over like one would hope it to. The friends and allies you'll make along the way by engaging on new platforms are a heart and soul warming bonus to the account growth you'll experience. Just do consider making a mailing list or a website for just your art and updates though, whichever strategy you pick. Hey, it's Hika. Again, sorry I've been gone for so long. I find it easier to dish out art and text posts than videos. So if you like to keep up with that, do follow me on Blue Sky, Mastodon, Kara, Sheezy Art, Artful, basically anywhere in my links page. I feel like a lot of you only follow me on YouTube, which isn't bad if you like the videos and that's what you're here for. I'm just worried I'll let you down by not posting videos as frequently as I post art, which I do on other places. So if you'd like to look at my art, then you can follow me on other places. That said, I've been a bit displeased with the Meta AI training and the Twitter X Grok training, so I don't feel as inspired to post to those, unfortunately. I'll still post art to Twitter X for now, as they're only training AI on text and not images. And I turned off AI training for myself. At least Elon Musk lets me turn off AI training on my account. Mark Zuckerberg will not let me turn it off. At least Elon lets me turn it off. So following me on X isn't that bad. But if you want to keep up with like everything, every single thing I post, I recommend you doing that on Blue Sky. Thank you. Or Mastodon. Also, yeah. Sorry for doing the housekeeping part of my video with my stream VTuber instead of my little sprites. It's actually a bit tedious switching out the sprites for each expression in the intro. So I'd like to get you guys used to how this model looks so I can both, for the intro, record the script and emote and express all in one shot. I hope that makes sense. This model was made by the amazing V Lightning, by the way, whose commission information I will link in the description. I'm very happy with it. I like using it on Twitch streams the most. But if I'm feeling tired and low spoons, I might use it as my intro avatar instead of switching out the little sprites one after the other every other sentence. I hope you understand. And with that said, see you, I have fun things planned. I have tutorials planned, and I have videos talking about stuff that makes me 100% happy instead of stuff that makes me mixed feelings happy, like social media. So look forward to those, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.